It's time to talk business. It's business time with Mike Weinstein. KTAR News on 92.3 FM and KTAR.com.
Does it really matter that the Arizona Coyotes will be leaving the state of Arizona in the next couple of years anyways? It doesn't matter whether they play in Glendale, doesn't matter whether they play in Phoenix. They are long gone. They are dead to me. It doesn't matter anymore. But I'll tell you what matters is wealth. And as we broke to break, I talked about our next guest, who is the author of a book that I would like my wife to really read. It is called Think and Grow Rich for Women. We are joined by Sharon Lechter, who's also the co-author of pretty much the entire Rich Dad, Poor Dad series. Millions of people have read those books, phenomenal books. So let's go ahead, Sharon, and let's just start there. Your involvement with that and just, you know, what that was all about and what that meant to you.
Well, thanks, Mike. I'm delighted to be with you. We wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad in 1997. It actually was intended as a brochure for the board game Cash Flow that we created. It was back in 92 when my oldest son went off to ASU and he got into credit card debt. When I pretty mad at him, but I was more mad at myself. So that's when I really dedicated the rest of my career to finance.
Yep. Citibank did it to me.
Yep. Well, and in 1993, we finally got the Credit Card Act passed to make sure that they can't come on college campuses anymore. And so that was a huge issue in 2009, not 93. But it was really an important issue for me, and so I started working with school systems, and I said I couldn't get them. If you've ever worked with a school system, it's hard to get them to change. And that's when I met Robert Kiyosaki. He had this idea for a board game. I helped to make it a reality. We wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, intending it to be a brochure. And
you sold a couple copies.
Yeah, it kind of took over. The world told us your brand's not cash flow, it's Rich Dad. So 15 books later, 30 million books sold around the world, and 51 languages, 108 countries. It was a pretty startling growth, a true story of viral marketing before the internet. But it was an incredible journey. We had a tremendous amount of people who truly found value in the book and shared it with others. It was very, very humbling.
And so now you have your new book called Think and Grow Rich for Women. Tell us a little bit about it, the purpose of it, and is it just for women?
Oh, absolutely not. The first line in the book is why a book just for women, and it's really, many of your listeners may know of the original book, Think and Grow Rich, which came out in 1937 by Napoleon Hill. Well, when I left the Rich Dad organization in 2007, I got a call from the foundation. We all know what happened to the economy in 2008. And we wanted to reinvigorate the words of Think and Grow Rich because it really, truly is a book that talks about success, the steps to become successful. And so I had my initial two books with the foundation came out. And then we started seeing the world of business really change for women. And women were looking for a guide. And I said, Think and Grow Rich is still as valid today as it was when it was released in 1937. The steps of success are the same, but men and women tend to approach those steps very differently. And certainly when he wrote the book in 1937, all the titans of business were men. And so I thought, let's look at those same principles of success through the eyes of successful women. And that's what I did. And it was just an incredible opportunity, a wonderful project. And I have over 300 women that I highlight in the book.
Yeah, my wife keeps telling me that this country should be run by women and we would be better off if it was run by women.
Well, it's really men and women together that will give us the greatest results. Women already control over 60% of the personal wealth in America, which whether you didn't know that or not, but we're already in the driver's seat. So we already make 85% of all consumer financial decisions. So with that kind of the fact that we are doing it, there's a responsibility. We need to educate ourselves. We need to understand how to hold that wealth, how to invest it, and how to make it grow.
We are speaking with Sharon Lechter, the author of Think and Grow Rich for Women. If you'd like some more information on her website, where she speaks at, and more importantly, how to get your hands on a copy of this book, go ahead and text the word RICH to 411-923. Again, go ahead and text the word RICH to 411-923. How does this book translate to the woman or even man? I mean, now we're talking, I just find so many people get into business and they get so wrapped up in the day-to-day of business, expenditures, payroll, and so forth. But how does this book help us understand the future and the legacy that we leave behind for our family?
Well, the book talks about a personal success equation, which is combining your passion and your talent. And that's where a lot of business owners stop. They think they have to do everything by themselves. Well, you start a business, you get excited, you're the entrepreneur, you're out there, go, 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 and then you get involved in all these daily activities that you just mentioned, and your foot kind of gets off the accelerator, and you start seeing the drop in sales, and you're not growing anymore. So it's really important to combine your passion and talents with the right associations. Have people on your team who are strong where you are weak, making sure you have a team that supports you, because business is a team sport. And then taking the right actions that are going to continue driving your business forward. And then the last component of my personal success equation is faith. You've got to have faith in yourself, faith in what you're doing, faith that it's needed. The most successful businesses either solve a problem or serve a need. And so always focus on what problem are you solving, and make sure you have the right team around you, and you'll be able to succeed even quicker.
Yeah, and when I go to church, well, I go to on Saturday nights because Sunday morning impacts football. Faith is a word that we just throw around. What does that really mean, to have faith in yourself, especially when you're facing trouble and tribulation ahead of you in the office?
Well, faith is what really gets you through those difficult times. Faith is the understanding not only, it's not just a higher power, it's having that self-confidence that you need to take the hits. Sometimes this comes from your own family. You start your own business, you kind of take a few risks, and your own family starts questioning you. And so you have to understand that you have enough faith in what you're doing to get past that. Because as soon as you start making success, your family's going to be your biggest cheerleaders. But they may also be the ones pulling you down at the beginning. So that's that self-confidence in yourself, that what you're doing is needed, what you're doing will succeed. We all have roadblocks. We all have things that step in our way. And we have to turn those obstacles into opportunities.
We will continue the conversation with Sharon Lechter next on It's Business Time with Mike Weinstein.